All right, so today we're just talking about transformations. Do you remember the parent one that kind of goes like this? Remember that? Do you remember some other parents? That was a square root parent. How about this one? What parent is this one? That's the absolute value one. Yep. And how about the one that makes kind of a U shape, sort of a this kind of a thing? That's a parabola. Yeah. Okay. So all those parents, you start with the parent points, and this, in this case, the parent points would be here and here, and over 4 and up 2, there. And now I would move them, but I need to do it in the right order. There's two things to do. There's this is a flip, and that is a move. What kind of move is it? Right, left, up, down? What is that? It's a right one. And how about this guy right here? A left-right flip. Good. Which should you do first? Well, when you're on the inside, you do it in the opposite of normal mathematical order. What's normally first? Parentheses are normally first. Parentheses have priority. They're normally first. So you don't do that first. What do you do first? The flip. Okay, so this thing should get flipped first. So here's a flip, a left-right flip. There, now it's flipped left-right. Now I have to move all those points which way? Right 1. So I grab them all, move them over right 1. Those two went together. Now it goes over right 1. There we go. The green one's the answer. Remember how to do that? Okay, so this is going to be a pretty simple day for you because, oops, alignments on my board is off. What happens if they give you a picture that's already been moved? Then you'd have to write the equation for it, right? Well, you know this blue one, for instance, is an absolute value, so, or no, not an absolute value, sorry, square root. So you start with that. And then do you think it's been moved to the right or left? It's been right 2, so I go x and then what? Minus 2. And then what else has it had happen? Plus 5 on the outside means up 5. Okay, this one's more complicated because it also got flipped which way? Up, down, flip, which would mean a negative goes where? On the outside. If it's an up-down flip. Oh, is it a left-right flip also? Ah, so then it's a negative both spots. Negative here and a square root and a negative there. And then inside there, which way did it move, right or left? And did it move up too? Yeah, a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So this one right here would go with the green one. Okay, remember that? All right, I think this stuff's going to be pretty easy for you. Is that up-down stuff or left-right stuff? Up-down. All right. So, in a circle, do you remember a circle? This thing right here is the what of the circle? The center. That's the way it's been moved. And remember, they're both on the inside, so if it says like minus 5, it means the opposite of what you'd think. So if it's minus 5 on the up-down, that's up 5. This is minus 5 would mean up 5. What if it says minus 5 here? Then that's kind of what you're used to with the x's. You can't trust them. That would be right 5. Okay. So the h and the k are the center of the circle. All right, what if we wanted to make the circle bigger? Then what changes? Kind of. That's kind of a coefficient, but you have to rewrite it to make it coefficient. But anyway, I just call it the radius. The radius, if I want the radius to be 7, I put a 7 there. If I want the radius to be 10, I put a 10 there. All right, so that's circles. And what would the equation for that guy be? Well, it's y equals, no it's not, it's x plus y, and they're both going to get squared. Remember that? And then the radius of this puppy is what? 3, so what do I put here? 3 squared, or 9, either way. And then, did it move to the right or the left? So therefore, this would be plus 0 and plus 0. I don't even need to write that, but if I want to, I can. All right. So how about that guy then? So would you please write on your note paper, if you had the iPads ready, you'd be just writing it in your iPad. You've got to be thinking about whether or not you want to get a stylus. Not required. Some kids swear by them, though. Some kids that have the iPads that have been using them for a while say they can be more accurate with the stylus, but they're anywhere from, somebody said they could get them on eBay for 88 cents or Amazon or whatever, to they're probably, I know I've heard people talking about spending as much as 20 bucks for them. They are, and one kid last hour made one out of gun wrappers and a pencil eraser. So, you know, whatever you want to do. You can't just use an eraser of a pencil because it goes by the electricity in your fingers, so that won't work. All right, back to this guy. Did you start by having an X in parentheses squared and a Y in parentheses squared? That's the way you should start. Then what goes on the right side? Mr. L. Okay, what is the radius? I think it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. Squared, okay. And then is it moved to the right or left or up or down or finish it? So how do I do right 3? That would mean left 3. Don't want to do that. Okay. There you go. And now you did it backwards again because, remember when they're inside? Do the opposite. Okay. So it should be minus 3. Did anybody have it right? Perfectly right. Good job. Okay. Now if you only made one little mistake and you know what you made your mistake on, it's no big deal. All right, so there's the basics of functions and a little bit about circles. Your homework is to do the second page of the packet, and both front and back. It says day 2. So get both of those things done by tomorrow. And then work time today, since you're new with the iPads, I'll let you mess around with those things. So